Hello, my name is Hemingway Jones. Welcome to the channel. Today is probably the most important video I have ever made. Today I'm going to share with you my top 5 choices for fountain pens with gold nibs that are right around the $200 mark. What makes this so important? Things are getting so expensive, as we all know, and some of the luxury brands are getting frankly ridiculous at coming in at prices that are way over $1,000 for each pen. And I know many of us are looking for alternatives. And sure, there are lower pens in the market that are clones of these luxury pens, but there are luxury pens of themselves that are their own thing, that are truly luxurious in every sense of the word and cost somewhere around $200, or at least have a 2 at the beginning of the price. So join me today, won't you, as I offer my top 5 choices for fountain pens with gold nibs around $200. So sincerely, we're living in a world now where a Montblanc 149 is going for $1,100+ for a pen made out of resin with a gold nib that seems to be getting more and more inconsistent these days. So rather than something like an X159, which is a Chinese copy of it, a nice pen unto itself, I thought I would offer some alternatives that are their own thing, that really aren't celebrated enough, that are pens that you could be happy with as the top of your collection and never go beyond, except for a pot of custom 823, which costs like $350 or so. So you might need that one. Setting that aside, you could be happy with many of these pens. They are excellent, luxurious, and they happen to have gold nibs, which is why we're discussing them today. So let's start with our first choice. One of my favorite fountain pens that was introduced to me this year, the Platinum 3776 Century. An amazing fountain pen. This comes in at the time of filming around $240 for a fountain pen that is probably one of my most precise pens. It has this sense of elegance and balance in the hand, which is no surprise. It's only 20 grams. It's incredibly light, and that is an advantage for steering it across the page, for writing very precisely. And the interesting thing about Platinum is that they have a variety of nibs available for this pen, but over half of them are different variations of fine. There is an ultra extra fine, an extra fine, a soft fine, a medium that really feels like a fine, and then a broad. So those are your choices, which I think is just incredible because it does give this pen a certain niche, a certain part of the market. That if you want a very precise, wispy line fountain pen that's very light in the hand, that's very beautiful and classic in its styling, that is made by a brand like Platinum. Platinum has excellent quality control in their nibs, from their cheapest pens like a Platinum Preppy all the way through their entire product line, which is just amazing. I love fountain pen companies that have excellent QC. You don't have to worry too much when you get one, wondering whether or not you got a good one. Do you hear me, Visconti? I'm talking to you. But sincerely, this pen is elegant, beautiful, and precise. It's perfect for journaling. It's fantastic if you're taking notes, fantastic if you're doing research. It's even great for drawing. It's just one of my favorite fountain pens now, and a seamless fountain pen for using in work environments. It just blends in an office space. I would imagine it'd be fantastic in academia as well. But what's brilliant about it is that you get so much. You get a 14-karat gold nib that is very well made, very consistent in its quality, fantastic in its ability for you to write with precision, with a bit of feedback, with a beautiful scribing noise, with all those things that a gold nib affords you. And what does that mean? Well, gold nib should be interesting. Gold is a flexible, soft material, so it should do something a little different than what steel offers you. And in this case, it's a beautiful noise, a beautiful experience, some nice feedback, some incredible precision. I've said precision a lot. It's what's foremost in my mind. If you like a precise writer with regular flow, with a very nice defined wispy line, you cannot beat the Platinum 3776 Century. It is truly one of my favorite pens, but is it my favorite? I didn't say whether or not I'd choose a favorite, and I didn't think of that, but now that I have, I will. So stay tuned to the end of this video where I will choose my favorite amongst all these selections. My next choice is an example of a rare instance when a fountain pen actually became a bit cheaper. This is the Lamy 2000, that Macrolon masterpiece that was designed by Gerd A. Mueller, that has an incredible design that does materials so well. This is a symphony of integration between the Macrolon and the brushing. It's just beautifully made. The piston fill disappears into the Macrolon body because the tolerances are just that tight. What's amazing is you can get all of this right now for about 195 US dollars. It's down from 220. I'm not sure why, but take advantage of it while you can. You get a glorious Lamy nib. Sure, it's hooded nib. If you don't like hooded nibs, you might not like that. I find that hooded nibs are a bit like when you get a English jacket that has the zipper on the other side. It takes you about 2 seconds to acclimate, but once you do, you get this glorious free-flowing nib, which is one of the smoothest and most interesting writing experiences out there. It's a bit soft, and it is a European nib, so it does give you a bit more width than some of the Japanese choices we will be speaking of today. The nib is 14 karat, so it has a nice softness to it. It also comes in extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. Very reliable, very nice nibs from Lamy. Some of my favorites to write with. The pen is relatively light, 25 grams, bit more heft than the Platinum 3776, but not a heavy pen by any stretch of the imagination. But if you like a pen with a bit more presence, this might be an excellent choice for you. It's also very tactile. It's a pen that feels very good in your hand between the brush and Macrolon. It just has a nice feel. It's even sort of fun to touch while you're thinking of other things. It's a bit fiddly and interesting. And I think one of the amazing things about this fountain pen is that it's a piston fill system, which is very, very nice. I love an integrated design where I can just simply dip my nib into my ink bottle and fill it with a twist and a quick wipe, and I am ready to write. You don't have to disassemble the entire pen to get to the cartridge or the converter to fill it up that way. So this is a quick refill. It also holds enough ink that you could be writing for a very long time before you even have to consider refilling it, which is also a very nice touch. It holds about 1.35 milliliters of ink, which is a fantastic ink supply. These pens are made in Germany. They're very reliable. They're very consistent. They're interesting and a very nice design icon. My one complaint about this pen are these two protruding wire cap catches that I don't like the placement of, and I think they're very inelegant and sort of detract by the albacore shape of the rest of the pen. Nevertheless, they do hold the cap on, but they also make this kind of terrible grinding noise when you take the cap off. Now, there is a more elegant solution to this, and it's in the pen that we'll discuss next. But if you're considering a German design icon, a fantastic pen that's very smooth, very interesting, I see this very much as a fountain pen for a creative person. Just fits well in a creative field, in advertising, something like that. Just a brilliant, interesting pen. So this might be the pen for you, and at only 195 US dollars, you really can't beat it. Except perhaps with our next choice. This fountain pen, as I said, has a much more elegant solution to holding its cap on, and what a beautiful cap it is. This is the basic Waterman Carene. Now, my B-roll will be supported by pens that are not the basic one, so use your imagination. The one that comes in all black, which is very nice, very lovely, is around $225 or so at the time of filming. The Waterman Carene is an absolutely exquisite fountain pen in all of its incarnations. It's made in France. It has an incredibly interesting inlaid nib. And this nib is made out of 18 karat gold. It is one of the most smooth and pleasant writing experiences that I know. It's also a very interesting design. I love inlaid nibs. They're always so interesting. This one looks like the prow of a ship. It's got a fantastic shape to it. It bends around into the grip. Absolutely beautiful. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that there are these sort of fins underneath the nib that when you fill it, you really need to get in there and sop up any ink that's in there, or it will give the impression that it's leaking if one of those gets into the cap. Now, this pen is a cartridge converter pen, so you do need to disassemble to fill it, but that's usually typical at this price point. It's really the Lamy 2000 that's exceptional with its piston fill system. Now, the pen has a bit more presence and substance in your hand at 35 grams, makes it a bit heavier, but not heavy by any stretch of the imagination. But if you equate substance with price, it does have that luxurious feel because it is a bit heavier. And I know that's a little strange, but I think you know what I mean. That sometimes when something's so incredibly light, it doesn't feel like you're paying for anything. But this is made out of very nice materials, and that's reflected in its weight. So it does feel very balanced in the hand. You can post this pen. I do not, but you certainly can. This is a fantastic pen for signing your name, for journaling, for traveling with. I took my Reflections of Paris Carene to Paris, which was an absolute blast. It's a beautiful pen, it's luxurious, it's beguiling, it's lovely to see that nib forming words as it glides across your page. Exquisite. Just a really lovely, well done pen at a very affordable price. I really feel like this pen could have been sold for much more, and certainly compares to other pens at the $500+ range. I love it that much. I think it's a fantastic buy around $200. It's just an amazing, beautiful pen from France that is starting to, but still doesn't, in my opinion, get enough love. Is this the right one for you? Do you have it in your collection? I would consider it. But is it the only fountain pen with an inlaid nib on this list? Oh no. No, it's not. And now, we're going to speak about another unsung hero of the fountain pen world, the Pilot E95S. A glorious, interesting pen with this 1960s charm, with a very large cap that goes into a smaller body, but once they slide together with that friction, you get an absolutely brilliant, elegant, full-sized pen. It just has so much 1960s charm, maybe a bit of feminine energy to it. It looks a bit like a cosmetic product, but it is an amazing fountain pen, and I especially love it in the iteration that I have, Burgundy and Ivory. Just absolutely brilliant. But the heart of the matter is its nib. This is a 14 karat gold nib that's very long, very aquiline, very streamlined, very interesting, almost like a little needle that points out. But that gives you this feeling of precision. I especially love this pen in extra fine. That's how I have it. You have a bit of bounce, a lot of precision. It's just fantastic for making fine, wispy lines. Just brilliant on the page, elegant, smooth, but there's one big downside. You may have guessed this. It's the Con 40 converter that holds maybe, 3 or 4 drops of ink, lasts for a few paragraphs. Okay, it's not that bad, but it feels like it. Now, it's great for us with very short ink attention spans, but if you want to get into writing long sessions, you don't want to have to worry about where you are in running out of ink, then it's just not the best. It doesn't hold a whole lot. So a glorious pen with an interesting design, very sophisticated, very pretty, great for taking specific notes in a small journal, just really an amazing fountain pen for expressing yourself. Just really nice to cart around too, because at 17 grams, you hardly feel that you're carrying this pen around with you. It's really great for clipping onto a journal, for carrying in your pocket, or any other way that you carry your pens. So if you want an elegant, retro styled fountain pen that's very light, it's hard to beat Pilot's amazing and somewhat under-celebrated Pilot E95S. Such a brilliant pen. But we're not done with Pilot. No, I think Pilot really owns fountain pens around that $200 price range. This one is an absolute productivity monster. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point. This fountain pen is retractable. It's clicky. It's really great for quick writing, for if you have a very busy job and you need to get your pen out to sign your name or take notes or to get back to work quickly. It's also really nice to clip on yourself. It's just a fantastic, portable, wonderful fountain pen with a very interesting nib. Now, before I speak about that, it does have the clip up by the grip. If you're someone who wraps your fingers around the grip, it might not be the pen for you, so just keep that in mind. However, writing with this pen is very interesting. There's something about how the nib fits in the pen that gives it quite a bit of bounce. It's not set in there. It just feels very floating, very nice for when you're writing. It gives it a lot of forgiveness, that it's sort of like a shock absorber while you write. So I write very light, so it gives me a very pleasant experience. It feels very smooth. The ink flow on these is always very voluminous. I always feel I have so much ink at the ready for me at any time. And the 14 karat gold nib is very soft, very well finished. These are very consistent. Pilot's very good with its QC. At every level of production, I feel like they have it down. And this pen is just a design icon. It's not the easiest to fill when you take it apart and you use that, once again, very tiny Con 40 converter. You have to line up a notch with the pen body and screw it all back together, fighting against a spring. It's not a big deal, but it's not as quick as something like the Lamy 2000, so keep that in mind. But as you use this in your daily work, in your daily writing, it's very nice how it just blends in any location. It blends in at work. It doesn't call a lot of attention to itself, but it gives you an absolutely glorious writing experience, and at only around $175 US, which is extremely inexpensive for a pen of this quality with this kind of heritage and consistent writing ability. I adore this pen. I use it all the time, but is it my favorite? Because out of all of these, I said I would choose a favorite. Well, let me first mention an honorable mention choice. That is the Sailor 1911L, which is actually priced a lot more, but you can find these on Amazon around $200 often with a 21 karat gold nib. An absolute beautiful gold nib with incredible design. This is a beautiful pen that has the same basic specs as a Montblanc 146, except it's cartridge and converter. But an absolutely beautifully well-made pen with incredible balance. Very pretty. I'm cheating a little bit by including it, but you can find it around the $200 range if you are very patient and you look very hard. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it because it's an absolutely brilliant pen. But okay, let me choose a favorite from all of these, and it's tough. The Pilot E95S, I really love that pen, and it's such an underdog, and it seems kind of underappreciated. It makes me want to choose it, but I have to be honest, I don't use it as much as some of the other ones. I love the look of it. I love how elegant it is, but I just reach for other pens. Lamy 2000 as well. I love Macrolon. I love the aluminum. I love the design. Gerrit A. Mueller did a brilliant design with this pen. But once again, it's not one that I long for, that I use all the time. So which fountain pen is that? Have you guessed? Has anyone guessed? I think you have. It's the Waterman Carene. I adore this fountain pen. I love Waterman. I love that it's made in France. I love the balance of it. I love that the design is nautically based. It's just brilliant, sleek, aerodynamic, incredible on the page, feels so luxurious. You just feel like you're writing with a pen that costs 3-4 times as much. And there's a lot to be said for that, especially in the context of this video, because that's pretty much what we're discussing. So, an absolutely amazing fountain pen, beautiful to write with, smooth, consistent, gorgeous, and worth every bit of its $220 or so US dollars at the time of filming. So, what do you think of these 5 choices? Which ones do you have? Which one would you choose for yourself? I think they're all absolutely amazing pens, and I love each and every one of them. So thanks so much for watching, and if you've reached this point in the video, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. And if you want to help support the channel even more, membership is available. I'd appreciate you becoming a member. And for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members, I have a pen pal group, so I'd love to see you there. I make new videos all the time, and I have a live show as well, so I can promise you we will see each other again very soon, further up the road. So take care of yourself, and thank you for watching.